Why didn't people protest Mrs. Doubtfire for reading to children? The question assumes that drag queens are a problem, implying there's widespread opposition to their existence or role in society. That's a blunt stereotype and not universally accepted. But let's unpack why there wasn't a backlash against the iconic scene with Mrs. Doubtfire, and why it doesn't serve as a proper parallel for current events. Firstly, context is everything. Mrs. Doubtfire, played masterfully by Robin Williams, is a character in a family comedy, and the audience understood the drag aspect as part of a comedic ruse, not a statement on gender identity or drag culture. Second, the film dropped in the early 90s. This was a time when understanding, visibility, and discussions surrounding LGBTQ+ issues hadn't yet matured in mainstream culture. Drag queens weren't part of the public debate as they are now. Moreover, Mrs. Doubtfire isn't a drag queen in the cultural sense, but a disguise adopted by a desperate, albeit fictional dad, trying to be with his children post-divorce. Protest, by its very nature, typically arises against real-world issues, not light-hearted film plots. The end of the movie shows a profound moment of emotional redemption for the character, emphasizing familial love and acceptance. The protest would have been viewed as massively against this grain of shared human values, which even in the 90s was a tough sell. In Portland, Oregon, where I live, just like in many other places, we've seen shifts in cultural norms and awareness. Even today, some may protest certain forms of entertainment, but a 90s film with a character like Mrs. Doubtfire is generally perceived as benign and is lodged in the warmth of nostalgia. It is worth noting that forms of entertainment, including those involving drag, are enjoyed by many and can offer positive messages about self-expression and acceptance. Conflict often arises from a lack of understanding or fear of what's different. Yet, movies like Mrs. Doubtfire, in their own humorous way, can act as bridges to empathy, demonstrating that at the core of all our diverse expressions is something deeply human. The love for our families, the lengths we'd go for them, and the universal craving for acceptance.